Hi, thanks for joining me today. My name is Faern, and what you found here is my energy report. Each week I tap into the collective energy and I do my best to provide a little bit of a how-to or how to deal with or how to work with the energy that we're provided. And this is mostly meant for energy sensitive people, but pretty much anybody can take advantage of the information. It's just that some of it may not resonate. That's okay. Don't worry about that stuff. Just move on to the next thing. Okay? Thanks for being here, and we'll get started in just a moment. Hi, energy report for October 3rd to October 10th. So, we're pretty much still in the full moon prismatic phase. That's one of those phases that has a little bit more time associated with it. Even though it's just the full moon, it's a thing with energy that we can get into another time. But that prismatic energy has really given a lot of information to a lot of people, myself included. And one thing I really want to point out is some information is not going to resonate. Now, I already kind of said that, but my thing is that I think a lot of us are taking on a lot of information that doesn't actually apply to us. Now, it's not that the information is bad or that we've done a bad thing in inquiring, in digging in and checking out that information. We have to watch what tools we're bringing into our life that are not necessarily something our soul, our person is going to actually benefit from. And this is where the whole difference is in the people looking at ascension, people looking at 5D, people looking at empath, people looking at spirituality, people looking at religion. It's going to become even more divided as we go forward, and it is going to be more helpful if you just understand where you're at. So one of the things that you do to check in with that is to understand whether or not you've worked with your ego. Now, I'm sure I've mentioned this before. This is an important place to begin. It is not necessarily my specialty, but it is something that I've worked with, right? And in that experience, I learned a lot of things that I didn't know needed to be rearranged, right? So if you have a little bit of time in the next few hours, if something is coming up and you can jot down some notes about it, it's not a bad idea to do so, because it might give you kind of a hint of where you're going or where you are because of the prismatic energy. Here's the thing. If you're on the ascension path, we are in a go window, and a go window is something very specific, I'm learning, to people on the ascension path. Now, that doesn't mean that it's not going to affect the people around us. It's going to affect the people that are energy sensitive a little bit different than it is going to affect the people that are actively on the ascension path. This is something that I'm recently understanding enough to explain just a little bit. So a go window is like super high vibe, right? And some people aren't necessarily ready to actually work with that vibration, but they are definitely affected by it, and they notice it, and they see how it affects the people around them. This is where you are. This is not a bad place to be, okay? But when the people on the ascension path are in a go window, this is like a work time. This is a time where the energy is grounded enough for us, the people that are on this other deal, right, are able to not only do our own work, but speak about where we are and actively ground the energy that's happening around us. This might not be where you are, and it's not a bad thing at all. So don't worry about that. So going forward, I'm going to do my best to say, if I do understand it enough to say, energy sensitive or ascension path, because I am highly energy sensitive, but I'm also on the ascension path. I'm also highly empathic, which is why I want to provide the information as clearly and in a way that is relatable, and you can really tap into the code that's coming in and see whether or not it's for you. Code, information. Fancy word for information. Okay? Okay. As we move out of the prismatic phase and into this window that's going to be really high vibe for everyone, it's also going to be an introspective phase for the entire collective. So, what does that mean? Well, if you're not on the ascension path, it's going to push your view in. And at the same time, it's going to be highly agitating around you. So notice, as an energy sensitive person, notice that the way that is. If you start to react in here, right, based on the energy around, it's going to affect you here. As an energy sensitive person, it's time to learn how to work with that. What is outer energy? What is your energy? And what you can do with it. So in this next stage, it's going to be like that for a few days. And don't freak out, okay? It might not be so comfortable, but just know that you are being asked to look inside. And it might be around something that you just had no idea you were going to look inside about that. I mean, to me, that's a good thing. But some people don't like that unexpected. Now, there I am again with that word. I recently used that word, and it just, it doesn't work for me, that word. Sometimes we learn things that we don't want to learn. And that's just the way, it's just the way it is. Okay. After all this introspective time, we have a transitions day. And that is exactly a week from today. Or the day before. Sorry. Okay, so it is exactly last quarter moon. So just look on your charts. That's the day that it matches with. This day is never easy, but it's a very short punch. Punch. Like drink punch? No, it's a powerful punch. And I don't really, again, I'm changing my terminology up. So it has a lot of impact to it. So you might want to look at the calendar, the moon calendar, and see what day is after last quarter moon. It's, either Saturday or Sunday, and see if you can break out some time to allow all of this to integrate on that day. It's going to feel like you want to do it before then too. If so, do it. Take the time that you need. Take your naps, drink your water, do your meditation, remember your movement. That's a hard one. Yeah. It's important to return to practice, especially when you kind of don't want to. I mean, I'm experiencing that because I'm working with some injuries and stuff that has happened based on, changing of my lifestyle. And, sometimes we're asked to do things that we don't really want to do. And that's what's going on for many, many, many people. Some people are going to do the thing, which is going to possibly be more peaceful, and some people will fight it. And I don't know where you are, but if you notice that you're fighting it and you're kind of not cool with the fact that you're fighting it, take a step back and look at that. Yeah, you've got a good, that's really good information. Okay, well, there you go. That's the week for you. Let me know if you have any questions or anything. Just put them in the comments. And I would love it if you right. I would love it if you would subscribe to this channel if you're just finding this this video. I am doing my best to build it up so we can get more into the community in regards to energy sensitivity and ascension and moving our beautiful humanness into whatever comes next. All right. Thanks. Bye.